So in my last video talking about the state of Popmart, in my Peach Riot section, I mentioned the new action figure line that was coming into stores. I made a little joke about how the price reveal for these figures are incredibly insane. But looking more into it, I don't think a Foamy Screamman.mp3 really encapsulate my thoughts on these action figures. Because there is so much wrong with this line, and it really shows how out of touch Popmart is when it comes to how they present their products. Because oh my god, are these action figures very telling about how Popmart operates. But first, let's start at the beginning. Popmart has been branching out lately, and they've been trying to capitalize the whole blind box trend to make a whole bunch of blind box collectible toys. Things like blind box vinyl toys, blind box plush pendants, blind box keychains which cost the exact same as the vinyl toys, making me wonder who'd be dumb enough to purchase some keychains. No, I'm still not over it. Why is it $20? Every vinyl toy series has had these little spin-offs ending up very successful. I'm talking Labubus, Skull Pandas, and this potato-looking guy. And after Popmart has squeezed the well dry of plush pendants, what is the next big thing to profit off of? The answer? Dolls. Or more specifically, ball-jointed dolls, or BJDs for short. If you're not financially ruined, basically ball-jointed dolls are asked the question, what if the vinyl figure and a Barbie doll did a fusion dance? The result is a very small 1 out of 8 or 16, the sizes may vary for them. It has articulation, and a vinyl sculpted face and hair. And of course, one of the most prominent features is the various clothing and outfits you can dress up your doll in. And since many of them will be unboxed naked, not only will you have to put up the clothing yourself, but this also opens the door to a wide range of customization for outfits. Whether it be wearing different clothes from other characters in their respective blind box sets, or even some outside sources, thus creating a whole new business for creating custom clothing for dolls. Looking at this, it's easy to see why Popmart would make their own BJDs, or as they call them, action figures for some reason, selling a wide variety of IPs that would go through with this plan. Popmart has already experimented with Dimu and Molly in the past, but it was time for them to expand. So for this video, I'm going to be talking about the Peach Riot stuff because I'm a big fan of Peach Riot, but I will talk about the other IPs when necessary. So upon seeing a Peach Riot action figure announced for the Popmart Thailand account, I was pretty excited for it. In my last video, I complained that the Peach Riot set had too many chibi figure releases and not too much of the full-size figure sets. You know, the thing that actually made people like Peach Riot? So I guess for them to go in this direction of articulated doll with dressable clothes is sort of a nice compromise. And with these clothes, it looks like they can be customizable, right? Right? Spoiler alert, the answer is yes, but it feels weird to do that kind of rhetorical question without implying that they weren't going to do that. I don't know why I still put it in the video. First, let's determine the price. They look pretty big, so I'm guessing more than $20 at least. Oh hey, look at this! Philippines Popmart has their dolls already in their stores, as well as created music here too, but let's not talk about that. We can see here that the action figures are listed at around 2,550 pesos, which is roughly around $40 US, so we can expect the US release to be at about that same price. Wait, what's that? Oh, right, we have crazy import taxes onto foreign items caused by the United States tariffs. Well, it shouldn't be that much. $72? $72? $72? That's the same cost for a AAA video game. And they expect us to pay $72 for this? I bought it. Okay, there's a lot of good reasons why I paid. Okay, look, I get it. Adult toy collecting is an intentionally expensive hobby that preys on people with income to waste a bunch of money on collectible art. You don't need to see my shelves to prove that point. And like I mentioned again, it's understandable that the tariffs that we're currently under is going to have a big impact on these products. And it's stuff that Popmart necessarily can't control. That even though there are some aspects where Popmart are intentionally raising their prices, not accounting the tariffs, so that they're more expensive than the competition for name brand recognition, but that's a story for another day. I think there were some aspects that Popmart could have done to ease the pain of the action figure releases, but they did nothing, and as a result, they end up looking so ludicrous for thinking this is a normal thing. Like for example, we have 3 figures of each of the girls. Most normal action figure lines, especially with Popmart, have individual releases. So you expect the Peach Riot ones follow suit, right? Nope. Blind box. Yes, I am not joking. Not only do you have to pay $72 to get one figure, but you also have a 1 in 3 chance of getting one of the girls that you probably want. Are you freaking serious right now? Look, I know people give Popmart a lot of criticism for releasing their figures in blind boxes, creating a gambling system where your dopamine reactors hit when you get the figure that you got. But hey, at least they were for $20 figurines, so you didn't lose that much money if you didn't get the character that you got. But $70, which I have to mention again, is the same price for a AAA video game, only to get a character you don't want and putting another $7 to buy another box at a time, with the chance of getting a duplicate. That is pure insanity, and I don't want to wish it on my worst enemy. What is the point? There's not even a secret in this set. Not that I think a $70 blind box should even have one. And if you wanted to get all 3 of them, be prepared to pay a whopping $215. Popmart, this cannot be freaking real right now. You can get a full set of the holiday mixtape, which is 6 figurines for half that price, and a little bit more extra to get a full blind box set of each of the Peach Riots that have 12 figurines. And this isn't just Peach Riot doing this, the same bullshit is happening to other series, if not way worse. Take this Demu Gentleman series for instance, which is a set of 2 figures in a blind box. Why? It's just 2 figures! Why is it a blind box? Just release them individually! And believe it or not, this is even more expensive than the Peach Riot set. $90. Which way, Westerner? $90 Demu or $90 Mario Kart? Look, I know people complain about the new Mario Kart being expensive, but hey, at least it's a video game that has a lot of characters, an explorable world, fun gameplay mechanics. It's not like you paid $90 just for a fucking figurine. It's bizarre, but I can't truly judge this figure unless I buy one for myself, so I bought one. Not all 3 of them, that would have been driven me insane. That figure wasn't there, I just needed something to throw in because I thought it was funny, but she fell all the way to the floor. Okay, so I did buy it off the Popmart site, using the Pop Now thing. I got Frankie, pretty cool, my favorite character. I mean, I don't mind what character I usually got, but if I got Poppy, I would have been very angry. She's my least favorite character. So, first things first, you'll notice straight away that these boxes are big, which means the figures are huge too. They are currently the largest Peach Riot figurines, half the size of the full-size blind box, and just a little bit taller than the Peach Riot Pride release. Right when you open the box, it is already clothed in, which is unusual for a BJD. Most releases have the figures pretty much naked, with the clothes being part of an accessory that you need to assemble yourself. This may be Popmart making the figure accessible to a wider audience, but it could also bring a lot of concerns if the figurine is locked to this outfit and cannot be undressed to customize her and make a new one. Thankfully, this isn't the case, and you can actually apply custom outfits into your figure, but I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. First, let's mention that these figures are very posable. Some BJDs have a problem with standing up, and they'll topple down due to the weight of their heads being too heavy compared to the body. But these figures don't have that issue, and as a result, you can make some funny looking stuff. The articulation and sculpt are fantastic, though Frankie may be looking a little bit too evil. And the outfits that they chose are pretty cute. I don't know what's this obsession with large leg warmer socks, but yeah, I'm kinda digging it. Overall, these are well-made figures. Are they $70 good? Absolutely not. I know a lot of people blame the tariffs at this price, but honestly, Popmart did a really terrible job at how they market these figures. Again, to make these blind boxes is beyond senseless. I don't understand why wouldn't they just make them separate releases. It would have been so much better. And we wouldn't have to play this stupid gambling game just to have that one figure that we want. Implementing these chance mechanics in a highly expensive product isn't just greedy, but also just plain stupid. And here's the funny thing, I don't actually mind the price, surprisingly. It's just their audacity to make multiple figurines and take on blinds, shown that they're becoming too cocky and taking advantage of die-hard fans being more willing to pay for these heavy prices. And implementing and putting those things onto new releases like Peach Riot and Haki Poo Poo. Wait, is that really the name? Oh god. It's just so scummy. I hope that at least in the future they'll make separate releases for each of the girls, but I feel like they won't even do that. Now, I don't know how popular these blind box action figures are in the moment right now. I feel like a lot of people are buying in with the novelty and hype of it being a Peach Riot figure, but I don't know if it's gonna stand out long term. Sometimes I wonder if Popmart is the Nintendo of designer toy companies. Both of them make bizarrely expensive products, they never go on sale except on TikTok Shop for some godforsaken reason, and they will cheap out on your most beloved franchises ever if they know that they could just get one single buck out of you. And just like Nintendo, I still keep buying them, so I'm part of the problem too. Sorry. My final thoughts? These are great figurines overall, but if this is your first time with BJDs, I do not recommend choosing Popmart. There are way cheaper dolls out there with even more customizations if you know where to look for them. Take this figure from the Nisa set that I got from a random store. This girl has easy to wear and undressable clothing, a bunch of hand plates so you can swap them out to make some unique combinations, and the ability to move their eyes to look at multiple angles. There's a lot of complexity with this figure, and it only costs about $30. But if you were a sucker and bought these Riots as the MSRP, you may be wondering if you can get your money's worth and make custom outfits for them. The good news is you can! All you have to do is decapitate each part of the body with enough force and take off all of her clothes. It's not as bad as it sounds, and it would damage your figures. As for clothes, there are some businesses out there that specifically sell 1 out of 8 clothings for your BGDs. But if you want to know if they can wear clothes from other popular doll brands, I've heard Barbies won't work, but stuff like Bratz they can fit into, and Monster High too, but it may need some more experimentation. I haven't heard much from that. But in the Peach Riot Discord server, where you should join by the way, has already experimented with different outfits, and they look pretty good. Especially this Gigi riding on Nora's cycle. Ignore that her shoes are gone, and this goes pretty hard. Aside from that, there's also a bunch of posts popping up on Red Note, which in case if you don't know, is the Shoutout app. You know, the one that we were supposed to go to when TikTok was falling down? Yeah, that one. And even the Peach Riot official Instagram channel has been posting pictures of custom outfits, implying that they too acknowledge that a lot of people are making some custom outfits for it, and that it's highly encouraged to do so. Might make a short explaining the process in detail on how to dress your characters, but that's where I'm going to end this video. This one's pretty short, so if you enjoyed these reviews, please leave a like and subscribe, and stay tuned for what's coming. I'm Tailsweet, and let's see what the next video brings us.